Hello, BookTube, and welcome back to the library tour of Doom. This is an endless library tour concocted by myself and Lord Ganesha to take you through all the books in my library. But instead of doing a whole bookcase at a time, or a whole shelf at a time, or a theme at a time, we're going one book at a time, one every day, until you're all dead. And today we're going back to 2018. This is a book by Tim D. called Landfill. Notes on gull watching and trash picking in the Anthropocene. The Anthropocene being the currently used term for this current era that we're living in which the whole of Earth's biosphere is dominated and also dictated by humans. And therefore that all animals are trash pickers. All animals are either direly endangered, basically with numbers so low that they can't be recovered, or are living in the peripheries of human waste and habitation. I have a friend of mine who works in weather sciences who says that if the Anthropocene is going to be supplanted by anything, it's going to be supplanted by a new era in which the weather is in control and not humans. When the weather just goes out of control because the planet is warming at such a skyrocketing rate, that will be what happens. And suddenly the dominant species on Earth, humans, will find themselves victims to the environment of the planet itself. That friend underscores an observation that I've made myself. This is an extremely meteorologically unstable planet, and it's also a tectonically unstable planet. When you put those two things together, and also there's real good science to show that the planet has never warmed as quickly as it's warming now. There have been cycles in Earth's history of warming and cooling, but the speed with which this is happening doesn't seem to have happened before, and that means unprecedented after effects. So we shall see. We shall see if maybe Anthropocene goes out the window. Maybe Anthropocene starts to be supplanted by something else in the way that it supplanted Holocene. But one way or another, this is as you can tell from the subtitle, this isn't just about gull watching. There's a lot of gull watching in here. Gull watching is fun to do. There's a lot of biography of gulls here. The parts of it that reminded me of Divorce Among the Gulls, a great work of natural history from, must be 50 years ago now, that had everybody talking when it came out. I don't think Divorce Among the Gulls is in print anymore, but there were chunks of this where you're getting big chunks of natural history of gulls and other scavenging birds that reminded me of that, not only in the information in the oh, that's interesting part, but also in the joy of the writing. This is a terrifically readable book. But there are chunks of it that are like that, but there are also large chunks of it that are just about the broader natural world in general, and they are equally terrifically written. I want to read you just a bit here about new species. In life, all species are in motion and on their way elsewhere. Nothing sits still on the forest floor forever. A new named species is made out of field notes, an attempt to describe the way things are, and also the invention of some sort of holding measure that will do for now, an understanding of how things seem. It is not easy. Blood must almost always be shed. A new species is still most commonly defined by a dead body. Any new species may well have been there for as long as any other, but named and raised into our knowledge, the new, however old it's been in world time, will now add its voice to the chorus of the known and bay with it at the dark. I think that's just terrific, and that kind of prose just bounces throughout this whole book. So, I imagine this has a paperback by now. Probably it does. I never got the paperback, but if you are interested in natural history, if you're especially interested in the intersection between the natural world and the calamitous extent of mankind's depredations, I mean, there's a whole literature on that subject now. Anthropocene literature is now a whole subset of natural history. But if you're interested in that and you somehow missed this, I don't think it's got a lot of wide distribution. Then grab it, because it's really, really good. It'll teach you something on every page. And there you go. That is your library tour of Doom for today. There is just a small chance, but there is just a chance that there will be no videos at all this weekend. Not just the library tour of Doom, but nothing else. No nattering from Steve whatsoever until Monday. hoping that doesn't turn out to be true, but we shall see. One way or another, if that doesn't happen, we will reconvene tomorrow with another title in the library tour of doom. Thank you, BookTube.